program. We are really honored today to be joined by some really special guests. Our girls have been watching the West Virginia governor, and his broadcasts have included some wonderful sign language interpreters. And our girls reached out and said, we would love to meet them, and we want to learn more about sign language. And so through our Girl Scout network, we connected with these two lovely ladies, and they have volunteered to be with us tonight. So at this point, I will turn it over to them to lead us through this great program. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited. This is the first time I've done a Zoom meeting with this many people in one group. So this is exciting for me too. My name is Jennifer Casto, and I've been a sign language interpreter for 25 years. I learned how to do sign language because my grandparents, both my grandmother and my grandfather, are deaf, and so they taught me sign language when I was a little girl. And so I've always kept learning and using it, and then one day I became an interpreter. So I'm really excited to know that you guys are actually seeing this on TV, or you're seeing at least an interpreter maybe in the area that you're wherever it is you live. I noticed we've got a lot of people from all over the place that are commenting in here, and so even some from Ohio, yeah, Minnesota, fantastic. Like, we've seen all kinds of people here. So if you're watching these broadcasts from your home and you have an interpreter on there and that's what you're watching, that's exciting. So we're excited actually to be here with you today too. So Julie, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Julie Turley, and I have deaf parents. So technically I've been signing my entire life. I was signing before I was talking. So if you look at the grand spectrum of things, American Sign Language is my first language if you follow the medical instructions. So anyway, I have been an interpreter now for most of my life, but a paid interpreter since I was about 15 years old. 16 years old was my first paid interpreting gig outside of just interpreting for my parents all the time. I live in the Charleston area, Moore Dunbar, West Virginia, which isn't too far from our capital. I work for a company called Sorensen Communications, and that's where I do my interpreting for, and that's actually how we are at the governor's doing all of his press conferences is through Sorensen Communications. I'm also a deaf and hard of hearing teacher, so I also teach other people how to teach deaf children, and I have a deaf ed degree too. So I also am in the schools a lot with lots of deaf little boys and girls and other teachers who want to teach deaf boys and girls. So I wear a lot of different hats, but being able to do this interpreting for the governor and for the state has been quite a joy and something I'm honored to be able to do, and even more so honored that you guys want us here today to talk about what we're doing. It's very exciting. I did not realize there would be so many people on this call, so it's kind of crazy, but we are excited to be meeting all of you all and having all of you all be a part of this.
Yeah, I've also wondered, like, some people have never met anyone who is deaf or hard of hearing. And if you have, you may notice that sometimes they can talk, but they just can't hear. And sometimes they can't talk or hear. Okay, so there's a little bit of difference in there. And some people not all deaf people that have a hard of hearing know sign language. So there's that as well. So there's lots of different things out there about the community that we serve. So we've been doing this work for many, many years. And yes, we are very honored that we are the ones that are doing the press conferences. And I think that we're going to give you a little bit of the Girl Scout promise, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? We're going to teach that to you today. And then I think we'll do a little bit, if you guys want to ask us any questions, we'll do a little bit of that if we still have time. Okay? Can I see a thumbs up if everybody's with us? All right, perfect. That's great.
Great, yes. So one of the things I wanted to mention too is when you're doing interpreting, sometimes you might hear someone say something and you think that we're signing every single exact word that they're saying, and that is not what we're doing. When we think about sign language interpreting, we are interpreting excuse me, the meaning behind what is being said. So I want you all to think about the meaning behind your Girl Scout promise, because when we teach you the signs, we're not going to teach you every single word in the promise. We're going to teach you more about the meaning of what's in your Girl Scout promise. We don't really sign lots of words like and is and the and for. I got choked up. So I wanted to make sure that you all understood that as we do the Girl Scout promise, that every sign that we teach is not necessarily going to be word for word what your promise is, but it's going to get the meaning across of what your Girl Scout promise means.
Julie, do you want to go line by line?
Sure. So I'm going to read the whole thing first, and then we're going to break it up line by line. So, on my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Right? Are we all together? That's our Girl Scout promise? Good. All right. So our first line is, on my honor, I will try. Jen, you're bigger, so you go ahead.
Oh, okay. So here we're going to say on my, and we're going to make two fingers that are together, on my honor. So let's start again. So on my honor, I will try. Okay, let's try it all together one time.
All right.
On my honor, I will try. Mm-hmm. Okay.
The next line is to serve God and my country.
Or you want me to keep going? I thought you were going to do the next line. Okay, I can do it.
I was just reading. Sorry. You're bigger. I don't know if you're bigger for everyone, but you're bigger to me. So I feel like it might be easier if you do the signing.
Fine, I'll do it. Yeah. And the next sign is to serve God and my country. So we're going to hold your hands out, right? We're going to serve God, right? And then we're going to bring it down to serve God and our country. Okay, two big signs. So here we go. We're going to serve God and our country. All right, let's start it from the very beginning. I feel like we're doing a workout here. This is on my honor, I will try to serve God and my country. All right. Oh, that looks good. Everybody's doing a great job. The next line says to help people at all times. Okay, so we're going to go to can everybody see my hands? To help people. See here, I got this right here. So we're going to help people at all times. At all times. Okay, let's try that line again. To help people at all times. All right, let's start from the beginning. Ready? On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times. Good. The next line says, and to live by the Girl Scout law. All right. And here's the next one. And to make these shaped hands, and we're going to go, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Okay. So we're going to live by the Girl Scout law. All right, now we're going to start from the very beginning. On my honor, I will try to serve God and
my country,
to help people at all times and live by the Girl Scout law. Nice done. Nice job. Give yourself a round of applause. In sign language, we do this. That's how we do applause.
Yes. They said, can we do it again? Yes.
One more
we'll do
time?
it again. Yeah.
Ready? We're getting so good at this now, we may even move a little bit faster. Okay. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Good?
We good?
All right, you guys did an excellent job. I am so proud of everybody. Was that easy or hard? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Got a sideways thumb. That's okay. It's a lot to do in one setting for sure. Do we want to go ahead and open it up for, how do we say Girl Scouts in sign language? Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts.
Do you do Girl Scouts? How would you sign it, Julie?
I would do Girl Scouts too, because boy
Yeah.
would be up higher. So Scouts is lower, right?
Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts.
Mm-hmm. I noticed there's some questions coming in the chat window. Can we do it one more time to record it for my troop? Absolutely. Can everybody do it one more time?
We ready? One more time? Thumbs
Ready?
up?
Thumbs up. Are we ready to do it again? Okay.
Okay.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
I see some dancing. Someone got it. They feel good about it. Is that easier this time around or harder? Is it getting easier? Getting easier. Yeah. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right. Good deal. Raise your hand or give me a thumbs up if you've ever met someone who uses sign language to communicate. Thumbs up. All right. Put your thumbs up if you've never met anyone who uses sign language to communicate. All right. Let's see. Good deal. All right. Well, you never know. One day you will. And then you could show them your Girl Scout promise. That's so great.
Someone asked if we could teach them how to sign cookies.
Oh, cookies. I think that's a great one. Show us how to do that, Julie.
Well, there's two ways you could do cookies, but I tend to do cookies this way. Is this how you do it, Jen?
Nope.
Nope.
I do cookies.
There's two ways you can do cookies. You can have like I guess you can call it the claw coming down on your hand and do
like a cookie cutter.
This way, like you're cutting it with a cookie cutter. Or I've seen with the C and coming across this way. Cookies. There's two different ways. Someone says, what is your favorite part of interpreting?
Okay, well, my favorite part about interpreting is knowing that people that can't hear have an opportunity to be involved in communicating with other people when I'm interpreting. So I get to be the ears for and the voice for a lot of people that can't use their own ears or voice. So that is very exciting to me. And to see people being involved in that, nobody gets left out whenever I'm interpreting.
That's exactly what I would say. I love being able to be there for someone and help everyone be involved in the conversation. I hate when someone's left out. I wouldn't want any of you to feel left out. So that's how I feel about deaf people when I'm interpreting for them. Someone else asked if it matters what hand to use. That is a good question. And the answer is no. It's whatever you feel most comfortable using. Most of the time, it's your dominant hand. That's what it is for most people. But I'm the opposite. I write with my left hand, but I sign with my right hand. So it's whatever is most comfortable to you. Someone said, this is easy. Could you do it with all the little words? I learned sign language when I was a baby, and my mom knew exactly what I wanted. That is the new, it's not even new anymore, but it's the cool thing to do, because you all, honestly, if you think about it, you can develop motor skills faster than you develop the ability to talk. So when you're a baby, before you're saying words that you want to say or what things that you need, technically you can sign the word milk or more before you're able to actually say it. Those fine motor skills develop quicker than your ability to be able to speak words. So lots of parents and daycare workers teach sign language to help eliminate frustration. So you can tell them when you want more to eat. I want more cookies, right?
Mm-hmm.
More cookies. I'm trying to keep up with questions over here too.
Yes, I see Gracie wants to know, how do I become an interpreter?
Oh, good question.
Gracie, because if you have sign language classes in your area, wherever you live, sometimes they're at churches, sometimes there's little classes that are held in community centers. I would tell you now to go ahead and take those classes. You can go to college and learn to be an interpreter. A lot of people that I work with right now are college graduates learning to become a sign language interpreter. So there are opportunities out there, but I would definitely say go ahead and get yourself a sign language book and go ahead and start learning now.
Some people are asking about cookie booth. So that would be like a cookie and like a stand. A cookie stand, depending on where you're selling it at. Also, please and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
They're wanting to know those.
Please. Please. And thank you. Please. Thank you. And you're welcome. And you're welcome. So thank you, you're welcome.
Someone asked us to sign something Jim Justice would say. And then someone asked if our hands get tired and if that's why we take turns, Jen. If our hands get tired. That's another good question.
That's a great question. And actually, physically, we're not that tired, but mentally we are, because we're listening so much to everybody talking, and we're trying to think about everything that they're saying and what it means. So our brains are working way much harder than our hands are actually working. But that's a good question. Now, sometimes if you're up there too long, we do get tired. But we switch to give our brains a little bit of a break so we can stay fresh and process through that. Great question. Read me another question, Julie. I can't keep up with them. They're coming in.
But now lots of them are wanting just to learn different signs.
Okay.
Like door, egg, Easter, mom and dad, I love you.
Yes. So we have, if you hold your hands up like this is door, like it opens up. The door. Yeah. This is the sign for mom. And this is the sign for dad. Mom, dad, door. I sign Easter like this. Easter. And there's other ways to sign Easter too, like Easter, like the Spirit has risen. That's another way to sign Easter, or Easter. Mm-hmm. Well, give me some others.
Love.
Love. Mm-hmm.
Or you could do I love you with your hand. This symbol, maybe you all have seen this before. This means I love you.
And it's also a phrase you can use with your friends. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean I love you, but it also means I like being around you and I like that we're together. So, and I like spending time with you, or I had a good time. I can't wait to see you again. So this sign means like something like you would say thumbs up. I'm so glad that we spent time together. And that's that meaning of like, I enjoy being around you.
Sister is another question.
Sister, I'm trying to make it so that everybody can see how I'm doing this. So I have 2 number 1 fingers, sister, sister.
And then they're asking, is it bad if we really mess up? And have we ever really messed up before?
Well, it helps that both of us are working together, so we help each other if one of us makes a mistake, right? And and we do make mistakes. Sometimes I thought I heard a word that wasn't the actual word that was said. I'm trying to think of an example whenever I was working. Well, I think Julie was actually interpreting, and I heard someone say, we're going to start this virus. But what they actually said was starve the virus. So I didn't hear the word correctly. So I was confused. Fortunately, Julie was interpreting at that time, but I was struggling like, I don't know if I caught what he just said. So that sometimes that happens, and we'll just back up and fix it if we can.
If we can. And do we make mistakes? Of course. We're human. Everyone makes mistakes. You just try to continue on with a smile on your face. Like she said, back up, fix the meaning, which is what we're doing, and then keep going forward. That's right. And if you don't, another question is, have you ever heard a word you didn't know while you were interpreting? What do you do? So yes, sometimes you do hear words that you don't know. So then you would either finger spell it, or sometimes if you've noticed when the governor's talking, maybe we're not signing, we're waiting a little bit when he starts a sentence. So when they do that, that's what we're doing, is we're gathering the information. We want to hear what what his meaning is, or what he's trying to say, before we actually start using our hands to get the meaning across. So if we hear a word, like one word out of an entire sentence we may not know, all the other words in the sentence give us enough context clues for us to be able to still give the meaning of what he's trying to say. So sometimes there's 2 answers for that. You can finger spell it, or you can just go back to the meaning and make sure we're getting that meaning across.
Very good. I'm trying to scroll back up, but
how do you say I may have missed some, ladies, but animals, dancing, movie, family, yes and no. So we got animals. They come in this way. Animals. And then yes, you just take a fist and go up and down like you would do with your head. You just do that with your fist. Yes, no. Kind of like quacking maybe. No. Yes and no. Family's a good one with Easter coming up. Family, you would take 2 F's or 9s if you know the alphabet. You start together and you circle around. Family. Family. So now we've done family, we've done mom, we've done dad. Sister starts at your mouth and comes down. Brother, let's go ahead and add that one, starts at the top and goes down. So now you can talk about everyone in your family.
One of the questions is, how do we remember all those signs? That's a great question, because it's part of our language. This is the work that we do. So we memorize them. And so the more that we use them, sometimes I know some signs, but I forget. Just like sometimes when I'm speaking in English, I'm like, what's that word I'm trying to say? And then I'll find it, right? So, and that same thing happens when we're using American Sign Language.
It is. So some of these questions now are the alphabet, wanting the alphabet and how we say West Virginia and spell certain things. I don't know if we have time to go over the alphabet tonight. We can if we've got time. But that's one of the things when I say finger spelling, and one of the questions was, how often do you do it? And it just depends on the type of signing you're doing. And if you're doing a lot of names or a lot of cities or a lot of states, then you might do a little bit more finger spelling in that. But if there is a sign for cat, but if you don't know it, then you may want to finger spell it. So do we maybe want to do the alphabet for you all? So then if you know the alphabet, you can spell your name, because West Virginia is the W and the V. I've heard that one's been on here quite a few times. West Virginia.
Yeah, go ahead. Run through the alphabet, Julie.
Okay. We got A. I see some of you already know the alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, and then N, you're going to come right into the next one. There we go. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z, which that's a lot at one time. I know that. But if you keep practicing the alphabet, then you can learn to spell your name.
And you can find that easily if you just Google it, the American Sign Language alphabet. And you can find that and practice it. Sometimes even on YouTube, there'll be videos of people showing how to do the alphabet. So if you want to learn how to spell your name or your friends' names or things like that, that's a good way to practice. Here's another question. I believe it's from Heidi. She says, what if it's a word you don't know and you don't know how to spell it? Do you just guess? So that's happened to me because one of the words I had never heard before during these press conferences was epidemiology. And I still don't know how to spell it. I've never seen it in print. So I have been spelling it the way it sounds, right? So I just sounded out epidemiology. So I say epidemiology, epidemiology. I'm not sure if I'm really spelling it correctly, but I do it the way I sound it out and spell it.
Yes, same here. You sometimes just have to maybe guess a little bit, but you want to guess in the way it sounds, not just throw anything up there and sign the wrong thing. How often do we get asked about interpreting?
Since we've been doing these for the governor, we get asked a lot of questions about interpreting, how hard it is it hard or easy, and things like that. So here lately, we've been getting a lot of questions.
We have been. Do we use sign language often? Well, in our careers, we use it every single day. But like Jen mentioned, she has a deaf pawpaw. And so every time she sees him, she has to use sign language. Every time I see my mommy and daddy, I have to use sign language because they can't hear. And then when I'm at work, I have to use sign language there too. And then sometimes when Jen and I are just together and we want to say something and we've got food in our mouth, we don't want to talk with food in our mouth, so we can just sign to each other because we both know sign language. So that comes in handy sometimes.
Very handy. Yes.
Yep.
And a good thing about knowing sign language is if you like to go swimming, you can do it underwater. That was a joke. I got to work on that punchline a little bit.
Cat and dog have been asked a lot, Jen.
Go ahead. Okay, cat. Like the whiskers, cat, and dog. It's almost like snapping your fingers. See here? Dog. Yep.
And we have a few people asking to do the promise again, and we will do it before we wrap it up at the end. I promise. We'll do it again. They want us to sign a Jim Justice quote. I've heard that one's been on there quite a bit.
Yeah. Let's try in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Go ahead, Jules.
Well, remember we said at the beginning that we're doing more about meaning. So when he says in any way, shape, form, or fashion, he really means we're going to do everything in our power to do it. We're going to do everything we can. So depending on how the sentence goes, we might sign like, in every way possible. for the most important thing we know, right? We're not going to do the words in every way, shape, form, or fashion, because when you think about the word fashion, what do you think about? Clothing, your fashion, what you're wearing, how you look. So that's not what he means when he says in every way, shape, form, or fashion. He's not talking about what kind of clothing you have. That's just a phrase. And when we interpret it, it interprets into in every way possible. So in everything that we do is one way you could say that. Can you think of a different phrase?
I don't know.
How would you sign? Some people might love West Virginia as much as me, but no one loves West Virginia more than me.
That's a great one.
Yep.
Thank you, Audrey. I think I would sign that with, I love West Virginia more than you.
Right. And I might say, like, some of you love West Virginia, but I love West Virginia the most.
Mm-hmm.
But you see how both of us picked two different ways to sign it, but we still said the same thing.
Yep. And someone asked, let's see, about sign language. Is it different in other countries or other places? Who said that? Oh, does sign language change if it's used in another language? That was Jessica Martin. And the answer is yes. There are different French sign language, there's Spanish sign language, there's all kinds of other languages. They have their own sign language. So we use American Sign Language. Mm-hmm. Let's see. How do you get your sign name?
Oh, that's a good question. Your sign name is a great question.
What's your sign name, Julie?
It's a J up here on my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And my mommy gave me that sign.
Yeah.
In deaf culture, they talk about the importance of people assigning sign names need to come from a deaf person. Mm-hmm. So while sometimes we can be in school, we would develop sign names and we would do all that kind of stuff. But if we're going to look at true American Sign Language culture, a name sign should be assigned by someone who is deaf. So my mom was deaf and she had her sign name. So when she gave me my sign name, so when I got pregnant and had my baby, I let her pick his sign name. I told her what I was going to name him and she got to do his name sign because she's deaf, not me.
Yeah.
What's yours, Jen?
My name is this. Like the letter J, just like this, Jennifer. So they would just do this when they were talking about me and my family. And my grandmother gave me my sign name. Yeah.
A lot of people are asking how to sign your name. So we'll go over the alphabet again. So then you should know how to sign your name if you know how to spell your name, right? So let's do the alphabet again, because I think, if I'm not wrong, someone correct me if I'm wrong, I think we have to wrap this up soon. So
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. So if we do have to wrap this up soon, then we will go ahead and review the alphabet and the promise again, right? Okay, ready for the alphabet? I'll do the alphabet and then Jen, you can do the promise.
Okay.
All right, we got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. And like Jen mentioned, you can go on Google. There's different apps you can use too that will have someone signing the alphabet, or you could get like a picture where you could see all the hands so you all could practice that. Because I know just doing it a few times on here isn't going to help you. But if the more you practice it, the more it becomes a lot easier to use. A lot of you are asking about your name. So let's do my name. This is how you would sign name. And then you would finger spell it. So for me, it's Julie. So you got to think about how you could spell your name, because all of your names are so different. So you can take the letters of the alphabet and practice those and then be able to tell someone your name. Your name. My name is Julie. And see, the more you use it, the faster that you will get.
Yep.
And so we do need to wrap it up, Jen. So let's do the promise again.
Okay. Are we ready? Do you guys
Yes.
can remember it again? All right, let's go. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Good? Here's some other signs we did today. We did mom, dad, oops, mom, dad, sister, brother. We did cat and dog. What was this sign? Family, family, yeah. And Easter, Easter, good. Good.
And love.
And love.
And then the I love you.
I love you. And we did West Virginia, which is WV, West Virginia. Wow, I just say thank you guys. Yeah, let's give ourselves a big round of applause. You guys have done a great job. And thank you for having us here.
Yes, thank you so much. This has been so much fun to spend some time with you beautiful young ladies.
So this is Beth, and I just wanted to again thank Jen and Julie for being with us tonight and for being our test subjects as we did our first online program. And so, so this is really fun. We've learned a lot. We're glad so many of our girls could participate, and we're going to learn more about Zoom so even more people can do this in the future. So thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you guys, and continue learning sign language. Get yourself a book, go on YouTube and search American Sign Language. Use your technology now you're staying at home. Ask your parents to order you a book from Amazon. I'm sure they would love that.
I'm sure they would. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
You.
Bye.